Hi, I'm Jamie Hyman. I'm the editor of Inside Reference Data, and I'm here with Peter Moss. He's the CEO of SmartStream RDU, which happens to be the winner of 2 awards in this year's 2018 Inside Reference Data, Inside Market Data Awards. Those 2 awards are the Most Innovative Regulatory Solution and the Best Enterprise Data Management Initiative. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm very interested in the fact that you were honored for the most innovative regulatory solution, and this is for the SmartStream's SI registry service. Especially since innovation is such a buzzword in the industry right now, is innovation an area where SmartStream is going to continue to specifically invest?
I mean, I think every firm does to some extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the trick with this was that we took what was, I think, quite an innovative sort of collaborative approach across the industry and turned it into something practical, which has a real purpose and a real need within the sort of regulatory framework. And I think that's the fundamental reason why this one worked really well.
I mean, it's classic business. You find your niche, you find the need, you make a product and fill the demand.
I think it's exactly right. The way this collaboration worked out with 6 APAs and actually a 7th joining in the next week or so means that we were able to essentially do what we do well. We're a utility business, we deal with reference data, and it allowed us to sort of sit at the center of the collaboration across these 6, 7 APAs and bring together some data that the market needed, which is perfect and very well aligned with what we want to do.
And of course, this is a MiFID II specific solution. Is SmartStream still working on any MiFID II projects? We're about half a year from the deadline. So are you coming to the end of that, or is that an ongoing?
So 2 parts to that, I think. So firstly, absolutely still working on the SI registry. It is, I think, increasingly important to get that right as we move towards the 1st of September systematic internalizer sort of mandatory regime. Mm-hmm. Because increasingly I think we're seeing more systematic internalizers coming to the market for a more niche set of instruments, and that's arguably where it starts to get difficult to understand who is actually trading what as an SI. Mm-hmm. And that's what the registry gives you, is that listing of who are the SIs and what do they actually trade as SIs. So there's that part, and we're definitely still spending quite a lot of time and effort in that. But of course, I think the reference data that supports the broader MiFID sort of data area is still bedding down, and we're still seeing changes coming in from ESMA. The latest one was actually a switch away from the transitional thresholds to the RTS2, it's essentially feed, mm-hmm. So data set. And so we're having to continuously sort of make changes as we go. And the data is starting to get better and better from the regulators, but we're still having to do quite a lot of quality checks and a few enrichments just to make sure that the holes don't trip our customers over.
And it seems like a lot of the innovative releases, especially from SmartStream, are regulation driven. I mean, do you see that continuing?
I think for us, MiFID was a very great example of an initiative that required reference data, instrument reference data, and that's what the Reference Data Utility does. We focus on essentially security master for the industry, and that's what MiFID was all about. I would love to find similar regulations that align so well, but I think we're finding that most regulations aren't as well aligned as MiFID. There may be a little bit of opportunity around FRTB, mm-hmm. And there may be a few other odds and ends that actually sort of line up, but we're now starting to look at continuing to build out our product set and the coverage across the security master. So we have equities releasing at the end of July. And I think the focus is now moving back from regulation more towards the build out of the security master that we think the industry needs.
Okay. And the SI registry, what's one of the things that's interesting about it is that it's truly a collaborative effort. Do you have any other collaborations in the works? Is this an area that you see yourself continuing to develop product from within?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we are a utility.
Right.
We are, I would say, industry owned. Our shareholders are banks. And as a consequence, I mean, I think we're always looking for that sort of collaborative opportunity to bring something to market that the industry is looking for. And it's a continuous sort of set of conversations that we're having. There's nothing I can talk about today, but I would argue that everything we're doing basically is a collaboration in some shape or form, and will continue to be so.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations again to Peter Moss with SmartStream RDU for double wins in this year's Inside Data Management Awards.
Thank you very much.
All right, and I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. And if you want to see a full list of the awards, please visit waterstechnology.com.